Good morning, everyone. Thanks so much for joining me here on Wave Now. I'm Myra Ansari. We are going live to U of L Early Learning Center to hear city leaders, the mayor, and other folks talk about a big announcement about the future of universal pre-K in Louisville. They're getting started at this press conference. We're going to jump in.
You want to give the speech instead? All right.
Okay, everybody, would you stand up for us? Stand up. All right, go ahead. Right here. Here you go. Come on, everybody.
Oh, is that for me? Thank you. I love Cardinals. I do. Thank you guys.
I really love Cardinals too.
Whose favorite color is red?
Me.
My red? I'm going to put this right on my desk. Thank you guys so much. All right. Thank you guys. Thank you very much. It's so nice.
Mayor, would you take a picture with all of the boys and girls?
Of course, you guys want to come around here and take it with all of us?
Okay, everybody.
Come on around here, guys. Take a picture. Come on, guys.
Come on, Reagan.
How are you?
There we go. Turn around.
Here, you guys get in front.
You want to angle this way or?
And then I'll hold the card.
Come on.
Is that? Here, you got to turn this way.
We're going to turn this way.
Okay?
You see?
See everybody? Come on and
All right.
smile,
And
everybody.
you got to say cheese, cheeseburger.
Go Cards.
Say go Cards. Y'all say go Cards. Go Cards.
All right, thank you all.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you guys.
Thank you all so much. Thank you all. We'll leave it right up here. How about that? Well, what a way to start a day. Thank you guys so much. I really, really like the Cardinal bird. We'll leave him right here. And welcome, everyone. And a special thanks to Dr. Jill Jacoby Vessels and our entire team here at the University of Louisville Early Learning Campus. This 5-star facility provides amazing quality childcare to families and is affiliated with U of L, with Family Scholar House, and is such an important part of our community. Thank you for hosting us today for what we hope will be a wonderful and historic announcement as we kick off this great new action. Well, since my campaign, I've said that my goal is to make Louisville a safer, stronger, and healthier city. And we have a long list of actions that we've already taken to make this happen. From recruiting and training new police officers to creating jobs and investing in our parks and our libraries. We're doing all of that and much more. Yet I'm so excited and optimistic about what's happening in our city and what's yet to come. I ran for mayor to lead our city in a new direction, and that means thinking bigger and more strategically than we have ever before. That means doing things that have never been done here before and looking at what can make the biggest impact and bring positive change for generations to come to improve these kids' lives and their kids' lives. Making investments that will have a ripple effect with proven results that will make our city safer, stronger, and healthier. And we can do that by investing in our children. And more specifically, investing in quality pre-K all across Louisville. Most children today in our city start kindergarten at 5 years old. But research has clearly shown that intellectual and social learning experience before age 5 is as important as what they learn after age 5. And that early learning can positively impact the rest of their lives. The facts are very clear. Children who attend high-quality preschool are more likely to graduate from high school, more likely to earn more money in their careers, and more likely to live longer, healthier lives. They're also 70% less likely to be arrested for violent crimes. There are also a number of other benefits. Universal pre-K will help more parents and caregivers get back into the workforce. There are too many parents who haven't been able to afford childcare and have had to make the tough choice to stay home. So this initiative will give our economy a boost and help businesses across our city hire more workers. The good news is that in Louisville today, there are quality early learning centers just like the one we're at today across our entire city. The challenge is there aren't nearly enough of them. Right now, there are about 9,600 four-year-olds in our city. And of those, about 2,800 attend free programs through JCPS and Head Start. That leaves about 6,800 four-year-olds who are not attending free, quality pre-K learning programs. So right now, there are thousands of Louisville kids who aren't getting the early learning opportunities they need, who aren't getting the early learning opportunities like the kids with us here today. So put this all together, and it's clear that we need more pre-K options and opportunities in Louisville. By increasing these options and opportunities, we can make every child, every school, every neighborhood in our city safer, stronger, and healthier. And that's exactly what we're going to do. So today, I am so proud to announce the creation of Thrive by 5 Louisville. We should applause for that. Thrive by 5 Louisville is a new, independent, nonprofit 501c3 organization that will create a pathway to free quality pre-K for every 3-year-old and every 4-year-old in Louisville. Thrive by 5 Louisville will work with Metro government and other community partners to raise funds and oversee the work to establish universal pre-K across our city. This nonprofit organization will follow the recommendations of the Mayor's Early Learning Action Group that we assembled last year. The Early Learning Action Group was comprised of 23 local early childhood experts and community members and was facilitated and put together by our Office of Philanthropy. They met every other week over a 6-month period. It was a serious commitment of time, energy, and resources. And many of them are here with us today. And our city owes all of you a tremendous thanks for volunteering your time to develop the framework for this plan. Thank you all so much for your efforts. I also want to give a special thanks to Deputy Mayor Barbara Sexton Smith, the Executive Director of our Office of Philanthropy, Mariana Barzin, and her colleagues Leanne French, Janice Cates, and Annette Dangerfield, who also have worked so hard over the past months to put this plan together and work collaboratively with the Early Learning Action Group. This is a true team effort. Thrive by 5 Louisville will invest in childcare and especially in strengthening the early learning infrastructure that already exists. Private and nonprofit preschools, child care centers, and family child care homes operating in our city. And more specifically, the Thrive by 5 Louisville investments will focus on 3 critical areas. 1, recruiting, training, fairly compensating, and increasing the size of the early learning workforce. 2, improving existing and new facilities and learning environments throughout our city. And 3, providing financial assistance to cover the cost of preschool childcare. This plan will happen in 3 phases. Phase 1 will begin immediately and will focus on workforce development. This means getting more early learning professionals hired, trained, supported, and compensated at a level that allows them to do the incredibly important work that we know we need them to do. And again, let me be clear. Thrive by 5 Louisville will work with existing childcare providers like the Early Learning Campus that we're here at today. Providers like this one participate in Kentucky's quality rating system and do a great job for children, families, and our entire community. It's critical that we grow the early learning industry and ecosystem throughout our entire city. So there will be grants available to private and nonprofit preschools, childcare centers, and family childcare homes so that they can improve their facilities and their programs. During this first phase, Thrive by 5 Louisville will also simplify the process for Louisville families and providers. This new organization will create a website that will serve as a one-stop shop for all families to help them identify preschool options and resources and determine their eligibility for financial assistance. Our goal is to create more quality preschool options for parents in Louisville and ultimately to make those options free. So that's phase 1 that will begin immediately. Phase 2 of the process is expected to begin in a year or so. And during phase 2, all of the aforementioned workforce development programs and efforts will continue. And during phase 2, it's when Thrive by 5 Louisville will begin to provide financial assistance so more Louisville kids can attend quality preschool for free. This financial assistance will initially be provided for 4-year-olds whose families earn less than 300% of the federal poverty level. Right now in Louisville, that equals a family of 4 earning $93,600 a year or less. Using that threshold, there will be thousands of hardworking families across our city in every Metro Council district who will have a much easier time accessing high-quality preschool for their children. So that's phase 2. The financial assistance to families begins on top of everything being done in phase 1. And finally, in phase 3, Thrive by 5 Louisville will build on all of that work in the first 2 phases, refine the work, continue to improve it, and expand the program. Let me be clear. Our goal is that every Louisville family with a 3 or 4-year-old child will have the option to send their child to free quality pre-K, whatever your income, wherever you live in Jefferson County. This will mean thousands of kids will go to preschool who otherwise wouldn't have gone because their family couldn't afford it. Thrive by 5 Louisville will make that possible. And yeah. And for families who would be paying to send their children to preschool under the current system that we're living in, Thrive by 5 Louisville will save those families thousands of dollars. That's our long-term objective. We're going to start with a focus on 4-year-old kids in families that are most in need. And again, this will be an option. None of this is going to be mandatory. By increasing the number of 4-year-olds in pre-K, we'll improve education in K through 12 classrooms across our entire city. That's because we'll have more 5-year-olds ready to thrive from their first day of kindergarten. And they'll go on to be ready to thrive in 1st grade and 2nd grade and beyond. The bottom line is that the work of Thrive by 5 Louisville will strengthen our kids, our schools, our community, and our economy all at the same time. Expanding pre-K has been a top priority of mine going back to my campaign for mayor. And now it's time to take these bold next steps to deliver this result for children and families all across Louisville. And yes, to do anything on this scale requires resources. It requires time, energy, and funding. This is a significant investment. Thrive by 5 Louisville will use a combination of Metro government, state, and federal funds, with businesses and philanthropic support as well. Fortunately, there are allies and partners in both the public and private sectors, and that's critical because this project is huge. It's transformational, and it needs to listen to the community. It needs to respond to the community, and it really needs to be led by the community rather than by the government. So Thrive by 5 Louisville's operations will be overseen by a board of directors, and I'm honored to introduce the outstanding leader who will be serving as the initial board chair. She is a problem solver and a champion for early childhood learning in Louisville. She's the executive director of the Lift the Life Novak Family Foundation. She has already put in many hours towards this effort, and I'm so excited to continue working together. So ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce the initial board chair of Thrive by 5 Louisville, Ashley Novak Butler.
Thank you, Mary Greenberg. And it's great to see everyone this morning and so many friends in this room. I am honored to be the board chair for Thrive by 5 Louisville. I'm thankful for your visionary leadership and your deep understanding of the need to address not just immediate issues, but also to invest in the long-term outcomes for the future of Louisville. You provided a great description of our path towards our big goal of universal pre-K for all. I also want to thank the Metro Early Learning Action Committee members for your commitment to collaboratively building an action-oriented implementation plan. I'm really proud of the plan that we built together. Your expert involvement is the reason that I signed up to do this. I know it will not be easy, but one step at a time, I believe that together we can achieve this big goal. I believe that investments in early childhood education and these children here today has tremendous impact. And that is why our Family Foundation has been funding in this space since 2013. I remember moving back to Louisville as a young mother. I was looking for childcare for my 18-month-old, and I also was pregnant. And I can tell you that that early learning experience of finding a place for my family and feeling the support of that center made all the difference in the world. I now have 3 children that I'm raising here in Louisville in my hometown. And I can tell you that that early learning experience made the biggest difference in my life. And that's why I'm so incredibly passionate about this effort. The mission of Thrive by 5 is to facilitate universal quality preschool by supporting early educator workforce development, enhancing early learning environments and programs, and providing financial assistance to promote equitable access. I am committed to building a collaborative organization that will strengthen our current early learning ecosystem while working to build additional resources needed to create access to high-quality learning environments for children. As we work to build this board and hire an executive director, we will be strategic, not repetitive. We will address workforce needs that are felt by all, and we will ultimately show that investments in our young learners has tremendous returns. This moment today reminds me of a time, bear with me on this, okay? This moment today reminds me of a time when I was on vacation. And I sat by the pool, I was getting some sun, and I watched as a mother and her daughter went over to get in the pool. And the mother tiptoed over to the pool, dipped her toe in. It was cold. She was, kind of going. And this little girl ran far, far, far away from the pool. She comes running, cannonball right down in the middle, ripples all over the pool. Got 3 or 4 people wet. And today I feel like that little girl because I'm ready to jump in. And I really believe that we have the opportunity today to put that stake in the ground and make a tremendous impact in Louisville. We can no longer dip our toes in the water, guys. We got to do this. And I believe that we can. Our children, families, educators, and the community of early learning centers are a precious, precious resource in this community. And they deserve a huge level of investment and even more. And now is the time, and I'm so excited to lead this journey with our community. And I look forward to working with all of you. And I'm very, very grateful for this honor, and I take it very seriously. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ashley. I am all about those cannonballs. That's great. As I mentioned, we listened. We listened to child care professionals and experts to develop this plan that we're embarking on, a plan that meets the needs of our community. One of those professionals is here with us today, is our host today, here at the University of Louisville Early Learning Campus. Dr. Jill Jacoby Vessels is going to share a few words about her experience and how her and her colleagues have helped us put this plan together. Dr. Jacoby Vessels, thank you so much for your work and for having us here today.
Good morning. I am delighted to welcome everyone to the Early Learning Campus. Our center currently serves 136 children ages 6 weeks to 5 years of age, whose parents are U of L faculty, staff, and students, residents of Louisville Scholar House, and the general public. We could be serving even more children if we could recruit additional early childhood educators. I want to give high praise to and thanks to our staff here for their dedication to the profession, and to thank all of our preschoolers who visited and helped make this room so beautiful with their artwork. As an early childhood educator and advocate, I am thrilled that Mayor Craig Greenberg is making robust pre-K and early learning options a priority in our community. This investment will have tremendous impact on our city and help programs like ours retain highly skilled professionals, enhance our programming, and prepare young learners for success in their educational journey. Mayor Greenberg, members of the Early Learning Action Group, and everyone who has invested their energy and resources and expertise in making this initiative a reality, we thank you.
Thank you so much. Well, as it's clear, I think you get that universal pre-K is an incredibly important investment for our children, for our economy, and for our future. And it's worth noting that we've seen other cities take on this challenge and make it work. Cities like Cincinnati, San Antonio, Denver, Columbus, and many others. It's a growing list. It's a list that Louisville, Kentucky needs to be on. Yes. Leaders in these other cities came together because when you look at all the ways that investing in pre-K benefits the city, they realized it makes a lot of sense. I was in Washington, D.C. last week to attend the State of the Union. And during the State of the Union address, President Biden talked about the need for universal pre-K nationwide. I strongly support that goal. Here in Kentucky, Governor Beshear has also put a spotlight on pre-K, and I'm grateful to him and to others who have shown leadership in this area. And I'm happy, and I know all of us here today are happy, to work with anyone in Kentucky and our federal government who's serious about addressing this area, this critical area of need for our city, for our state, and for our country. But we're not waiting. We're taking action now. And I've already been in conversations with some colleagues on Metro Council so that we can make this happen now. And I will include a call for significant investment in Thrive by 5 Louisville in the budget proposal that I submit to Metro Council next month. So no pressure to our next speaker, but a champion for children in his district that we're in today, a champion for children and education across our entire city. Ladies and gentlemen, my good friend, Councilman Philip Baker.
Good morning, everybody. So y'all got to see politics in real action. That's how it goes. No, thank you to our mayor, the entire team, so Ms. Novak, thank you all. And to our children, if they're still up here, thank you all for being here. As I stand before you, just as not just as a councilman, but as a parent, a neighbor, and a believer in the power of education to transform lives. Today, I bring your attention to a crucial initiative, the Thrive by 5, that embodies the very essence of progress and equality. The introduction of universal pre-K program for all of our children. Imagine a future where every child in Louisville, regardless of their background, regardless of their circumstance, has access to high quality early childhood education. Picture the potential, the possibilities that unfold when we invest in the youngest leaders and learners. This is not merely a dream, it's a vision that we all in this room and outside this room can turn into a reality. Why pre-K for all? Because it's the foundation upon all future success is built. As the mayor stated, research has shown time and again that early childhood education yields substantial long-term benefits, not only academically, but also socially and economically. But giving our children a strong start, we're ensuring that they have the tools they need to strive in school and beyond. But this is just about statistics or studies. It's about the faces of our future, the bright eyes and eager minds of the children who will one day be in these same seats leading our community. It's about giving each and every one of them the chance to reach their full potential, regardless of their zip code they were born into. Now, some may say, how do we afford such an ambitious endeavor? To them, I said, how can we afford not to? Sorry. The cost of inaction far outweighs the investment required to provide universal pre-K. We're not just spending money here. We're making an investment in our collective future, one that will pay dividends and dividends and dividends for generations to come. But make no mistake, this initiative will require support and commitment of every member of our community, from parents to educators, from business leaders to policymakers. Yes, business leaders, we want you to join us in this effort. We must all come together to ensure its success. Let us set aside our differences and unite behind this common goal and put our children first for the sake of all the children of Jefferson County and our community. So I urge you to join me in supporting this implementation of this pre-K program for all. So let's give our children the gift of brighter tomorrow. Starting together, we will make it happen. Thank you, and thank you all.
Thank you so much, Councilman Baker. Universal pre-K is a win for our children. It's a win for our schools, and it's a win for our economy. That's why, as Councilman Baker just said, this effort has to have the support of critical members of the business community. And we're fortunate that it does. It has support of folks like the Kentucky Chamber of Commerce, members of our education community, like those who are standing with us today, and many more. Because they know what we all know, that universal pre-K is a win for Louisville. And to share some thoughts on what universal pre-K will mean for business, I'd like to introduce a strong business leader in our community, someone who is investing in supporting our libraries, who is investing in supporting our kids already. Ladies and gentlemen, the regional president of PNC, Kristen Berg.
Well, good morning, everyone. So good to see all of you and all of these children that were here. It's so exciting. It really resonates why we are here today. But I am here today as a representative of the business community, and also because I lead an organization that recognizes the importance of early childhood education. PNC, an organization that believes an investment in early learning is an investment in our collective future. PNC understands what the Mayor's Early Learning Action Group knows to be true. And some of these things have already been said, but they are worth repeating. High quality early education forms the foundation for a brighter future for our children and for our Louisville community. This spring, PNC, I'm very excited about this. PNC is commemorating the 20-year anniversary of PNC Grow Up Great. This is our signature philanthropic initiative designed to help prepare children from birth to age 5 for success in school and in life. And this work comes to life in various ways through grant funding, employee volunteerism, awareness, advocacy, and including in our engagement with the Mayor's Early Learning Action Group. During the past 2 decades of collaboration with our community organizations and early education experts, we have learned a lot. In fact, almost 20 years ago, I believe 2008, I volunteered right here alongside many of my colleagues at the Louisville Scholar House as that project was getting off the ground. And we've come a long way since then. And there are 3 key lessons that I would like to highlight. The first is that the importance of a child's first 5 years cannot be overstated. 90% of all brain development occurs before the age of 5. And research shows that a child who enters kindergarten ready to learn is more likely to succeed in school, to graduate on time, to pursue higher learning, achieve financial stability, and contribute to the community and the economy in meaningful ways. At the same time, gaps in knowledge and ability between children with little to no access to critical early learning and their more advantaged peers surface long before kindergarten. And unfortunately, these gaps persist throughout a person's life. So this creates barriers to economic mobility. That's why providing access to high quality early childhood programs represents a much more effective and efficient strategy for helping all children succeed than trying to close these gaps later in life. And that's also why the plan announced today to create a pathway to early learning for every 4-year-old in Louisville has the potential to help change the trajectory of today's children and tomorrow's business leaders, innovators, and visionaries. The second lesson is that children are not the only beneficiaries of early learning resources. We know that access to high quality early childhood education creates impact for the children's parents and their employers and their earnings. Because when children have access to high quality early education and childcare, parents can go to work knowing their children are in a safe and nurturing environment, and they can productively contribute to a thriving economy. And as a mother of 3 children, one still in preschool, I can certainly identify with this premise. I am standing here today, literally, because my 3-year-old is enrolled in a high-quality preschool. And I am in my role as president of PNC Bank because of all of the early childhood caregivers that cared for, nurtures, and educated all 3 of my children. And the third and final lesson is that it takes the collective work of a community to create impact. Expanding access to high quality early childhood education is complex and challenging. And PNC thanks Mayor Greenberg for creating this collective of business leaders, of philanthropists, of government, and community members through the Early Learning Action Group. Because of your leadership and the Early Learning Action Group's support of our youngest Louisvillians, Thrive by 5 is now a tangible next step forward. And thanks to Ashley Novak Butler for her commitment to lead the Thrive by 5 Louisville board. And last, our sincerest gratitude to the entire Early Learning Action Group. So as a lifelong Louisvillian passionate about our community and its continued improvement, I am excited about today's improvement. All of us at PNC are committed to joining this collective to leverage our influence and our resources to support children, families, and educators. We look forward to great things. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kristen. All of this enthusiasm, we would have to move up the timelines on all these. It's just so much energy to get it done right now. Well, I just want to conclude with an answer I gave to a question about a year ago. I was just elected mayor, and somebody asked me out of the blue a question that I had not even yet begun to think about. And that was, what do I want the legacy of my administration to be? And without having thought of that before, I immediately responded. Because for me, the answer was easy. Even if it's something that most of the city might not see it happen for 15 or 20 years. But I want the legacy of our administration to be that in those 15 to 20 years from now, when the first group of students who all started off in universal pre-K here in Louisville are graduating from high school, and I expect that group of students to be the highest achieving class in the history of our city until the next class graduates and the next class and the next class. That's the legacy we all want to create for the people of our city. That's what universal pre-K can do. And along with our growing economy, supporting families, improving public safeties, and it will help people live longer and healthier lives. This is a significant investment that is absolutely worth it. Our kids are worth it. Our future is worth it. And the returns on this investment will be coming back to us for generations and generations to come. So let's capitalize on this enthusiasm in this room today. Let's capitalize on all of the great work that the Early Learning Action Group and others across the city have done and continue to do. And together, let's work with Thrive by 5 Louisville to make universal pre-K a reality for all 3- and 4-year-old kids across our entire city. Thank you all very much. Thank you all very much, and we are happy, those of us who spoke, and maybe others, are happy to answer any questions that members of the media might have.
You talked about how significant this investment is. What does that budget line look like?
So we are going to start off, again, I will have an initial budget proposal, a line in the budget proposal for Thrive by 5 Louisville in the budget proposal that I put forward to Metro Council next month. It will be in the high 7 figures for the first couple of years. Again, let me just reiterate, the first phase is all about strengthening and expanding our workforce, is providing more compensation, training, recruiting for our early learning educators, improving the quality of the facilities. Phase 2 will then become financial assistance. We have run models of what that looks like for the financial assistance phase in Phase 2. And to do what we've proposed here today in the first part of Phase 2, so that all 4-year-olds who live in families at or below 300% of the federal poverty level, which is $93,600, to have all of those kids in free quality pre-K is approximately $35 million a year. So we will be building up towards that for the when we begin providing financial assistance to families so that their kids can go. Let me be clear, though, that is not all Metro government funding. We expect part of the reason that partnerships have been talked about so much today is because it will take a partnership to make this happen. For as long as I'm mayor, my commitment to universal pre-K and making this investment will continue. I am hopeful and optimistic that the Metro Council will be supportive of that. We will also be asking the state, as we have already, to support this initiative. The federal government is providing some initial support through the American Rescue Plan fundings that we've already been allocated from last year's allocation towards this. And then also we'll be working very closely with the private sector, with the philanthropic community locally and nationally. Those conversations have already begun. And then also the business community. It's going to take all of us working together to not just do that initial part of Phase 2 so that 4-year-olds who live in families below 300% of the poverty level can have access to free quality pre-K, but it's going to have to grow from there so that all 3- and 4-year-olds ultimately have access to quality pre-K.
Can you clarify, will this be completely separate from JCPS's early childhood program, or will this also be under the umbrella?
So no, that is separate. So right now in our community, kids who are from families that are in the most need have the ability to attend either a JCPS preschool or Head Start facilities. And so that will continue. Our hope is that those programs grow and provide even more services to kids who are eligible for those services at JCPS or Head Start. but there's a whole host of other hardworking families all across our city who are struggling to put their kids into quality preschool childcare opportunities, or who sometimes have to make the difficult decision of not re-entering the workforce because of the barriers that exist to their kids being in quality preschool education opportunities. So we are going to, but ours is going to be available. The goal is that it's available for all kids. To the experts, did I say that correctly? Okay. All right.
What is the benefit of operating it separate from Metro government and as a 501c3?
Sure. So this is one of those programs that our hope is that it lives long beyond any of us in this room, certainly long beyond my term as mayor, long beyond the term of any elected official in our city or state today. And so by creating a new organization, a nonprofit organization that is led by committed community leaders who are passionate about our kids and our kids' future, this has the ability to outlive any of us and to make universal pre-K a reality for the future of our entire city.
You mentioned other cities who have successfully implemented universal pre-K. Is this approach with the nonprofit, has that been done in those other cities?
It has. We're taking this model from some of the other cities that we've looked at, and we can provide more information on what the other cities have done. But I believe that based on all the research that the Early Learning Action Group does, from learning from cities where it has gone really well, from other cities that have struggled to get it up and going, that we have a best-in-class model that is positioned for success so that our more and more kids very quickly can start entering free, high-quality preschool.
Assuming the Metro Council is receptive, what's the best case scenario for a time frame when the first student could enroll in university?
So we believe the first phase, which again is going to be focusing on recruiting, training, and improving the compensation of our early childhood education educators, so the teachers and other professionals, that's going to take a year or so to build up the workforce. Right now in our city, we've got great facilities like this, but as I mentioned, we don't have enough. We need more teachers, and we need more facilities. And so the first phase will be investing in teachers, building up the workforce, and improving facilities around our entire city. That will take probably over a year. So our plan and hope is that in 2026, the financial assistance will begin for families, for that group of 4-year-olds who are from families that are making less than $93,600 a year.
Aaron, one more question. So you said you need more teachers, and as we know, there's just teacher shortage and child provider shortages. And you're mentioning that budget is going to be included in building those programs. How can we ensure that those teachers are going to get part of that funding as well?
Are you saying how they're going to get part of the funding that we're putting into Thrive by 5?
Well, if you have to get more teachers,
Yeah.
right? We're requiring more teachers, and a lot of them are underpaid.
Correct.
And how can we?
All of them are underpaid. Let's be clear.
Those teachers are going to get the right funds that they deserve.
So, I mean, that's the purpose of that's what we're telling you the plan is here today. Thrive by 5's initial phase is on improving the compensation of early childhood education professionals and improving the quality of the facilities. That is the focus of phase 1. When we build out that infrastructure of people and places, we then will be better prepared to have more kids enter those facilities with great teachers and great facilities.
That they are looking at investing in this already? Have you mentioned conversations have already begun of hiring, going to fund this $35 million a year? What have been some of those conversations with other potential investors in this?
Well, Governor Beshear has put out a plan for universal pre-K for 4-year-olds. Some folks in the General Assembly have put out an additional plan that would help expand quality early childhood learning opportunities. So, the session is starting to wind down. I'm not sure if anything is going to happen this session, but we are going to continue advocating, continue working with Governor Beshear and his administration, as well as with the leaders of the state Senate and House to continue to advocate their support for this plan in Louisville and across the entire state. Yeah, last question.
Yeah, what specific ways, and maybe this is for Ashley, are you guys hoping to try to recruit the best quality teachers that you can if there is a shortage?
to your response.
So basically, what's
You
that recruitment method looking like?
You want me to answer?
You can.
Okay. Do you want to answer?
Well, I mean, we're going to
Okay.
work on
I mean, so I think that's the, yeah, I mean, I think that's the plan, is we know compensation is a big part of it. And so that, as we were just talking about, is a critical part of it. But also there are other, we need to make it an attractive place to want to work. And I think compensation is a part of it, but also ensuring that you're in an environment that you have the training and the support and colleagues, just like any profession. You want to not just be well compensated, but also feel supported, both inside your workplace and outside, and have resources to continue with professional development. And so all of those are areas that Thrive by 5 Louisville is going to be working on, but those plans, those specifics have not yet been put in place. Thank you all very much. I appreciate everyone coming, and I hope that you see by the enthusiasm of everyone here today, by the number of people that are joining us, we can make this big, bold goal a reality. We will make this big, bold goal a reality. We will make universal pre-K happen for all 3 and 4-year-olds in Louisville. Thank you all very much.
Okay. Oh, and then U of L wants to have some pictures. I'll tell them.
To the media, there is a press release online that does have a link to frequently asked questions. So get that online. Thank you.